Good morning. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Putri Muhaling, English Literature student, 2019, from English Education Department, Faculty of Language and Arts, Universitas Negeri Manado. In this video, I would like to present my thesis proposal with the title Materialism in American Dream as reflected in Theodore Dreiser's An American Tragedy. Chapter 1. Introduction. Background of the study. According to James Truslow Adams, American Dream is the dream of a land in which life should be better and richer and fuller for everyone, with opportunity for each according to ability or achievement. The tenets of American Dream can also be found in the Declaration of Independence, which states, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." In other words, the American Dream is the belief that anyone, regardless of where they're born or what class they were born into, can achieve their own version of success in a society where everyone has the opportunity for upward mobility. The American Dream is about a social order in which every man and woman in society has equal opportunities, is judged on their abilities, and their achievements are recognized by others, not about having luxury goods or a high salary. The American Dream gives hope to the people with various backgrounds that they can have a better, more settled, and happier life. Background differences, such as class in society, motivated the lower class people to have the same lifestyle and a luxurious life with the upper class people. However, this became an inception of meaning and purpose deviation of American Dream. Ambition to be prominent and rich make themselves a subject of materialistic cycle of greed. According to Bothan, for highly materialistic people, materialistic possession might fulfill personally relevant goals, increasing their happiness, and people enjoy buying luxury things to impress others, especially the wealthy. This is clearly the wrong intention of the American Dream. Many writers in the 1920s viewed the American Dream as a failure. Theodore Dreiser, by his novel entitled An American Tragedy, revealed the interpretation of the concept of the American Dream, which is now seen as a dream to get wealth and possession. An American Tragedy demonstrates an individual with a misguided life, causing them to act in a selfish and greedy manner. Clyde Griffith was misled in his early life as he grew up being rebellious, going against his family's property and dreaming of running away and having materialistic items. The desire to become wealthy can drastically alter his life. In this novel, Dreiser depicts the states of materialism in the 1920s through the main character, who is ambitious to obtain wealth and high social status. Based on the background above, the writer interests to analyze the idea of American Dream and materialism with research topic entitled Materialism in American Dream as reflected in Theodore Dreiser, An American Tragedy. Statement of the problem. The American Dream is an ethos where people are promised equal opportunities for success and for a better life. However, in this novel, it tells how the depiction of American life at that time was very inversely related to the dream. The American Dream turns into an ambition to be rich, have luxury goods, and have fun in an unkind way. The purpose of the study. This study aims to analyze materialism in the American Dream as reflected in An American Tragedy by Theodore Dreiser. Reason for choosing the topic. Theodore Dreiser is a realist writer who writes about issues in social life. American Dream and Materialism is one of the topics raised in this novel. The meaning of the American dream is redefined due to greed and ambition for wealth eventually leads to materialism. The issue is so much related to our social life today. Research question. Based on the background on the study above, there is problem related to the study which will lead to the following research questions. First, how is the American dream and materialism reflected in An American Tragedy by Theodore Dreiser? Second, what is the impact of materialism in today's society? The limitation of the study. This research is limited on materialism in The American Dream, in An American Tragedy by Theodore Dreiser, and the impact of materialism in life. Significance of the study. Implication. After doing this research, the writer expects that this could be useful for readers to understand about American Dream and materialism. Application. Based on this research, the writer hopes that the reader can raise awareness about the negative impact of materialism in social life. Definition of the term used. Merriam-Webster, materialism. First is a theory that physical matter is the only or fundamental reality and that all being and processes and phenomena can be explained as manifestation or result of matter. Chapter 2. Review of literature. Previous study. In this research, the writer will use two previous studies that have done by another researcher. The first one is a thesis by Siti Alifa Sukmaradia with the title The Failure of Leading Character in Achieving American Dream Portrayed on Theodore Dreiser's An American Tragedy. In her thesis, she focused on many aspects such as ambition, sexual desire, and Clyde's failures to achieve the American dream. Next is a journal by Muhammad Aceng dan Fahrur in 2019 with the title Moral Value Violation in An American Tragedy novel by Theodore Dreiser. The purpose of this journal is to describe that violation of moral values that are reviewed in terms of their causes, their shape, and consequences. The differences between the several previous studies with this research is this research focused to analyze the materialism in American Dream in American Tragedy novel. This research will use the data from the novel and those articles that relate to the topic. Chapter 3. Method of Research. Research Design. The writer used a descriptive qualitative method in the process of writing this research. Descriptive qualitative method is a method of analysis that involves describing and analyzing data before providing interpretation and explanation. Hancock in 2009 said that qualitative descriptive research is a kind of research method focused on description and interpretation, concerned with developing explanation of social phenomena. The goal of qualitative descriptive studies is a comprehensive summarization in everyday terms of specific events experienced by individual or groups of individuals. To find the data as reference for writing this thesis, the writer applied library research. To achieve the most effective study results, the writer will perform the following steps: collecting, selecting, analyzing, interpreting, and finally drawing the conclusion to write the thesis. Collecting data. In conducting this research, the writer will collect the data from the primary source and the secondary sources. The primary source is the novel An American Tragedy. Secondary sources are books, journals, and articles from the internet about American dream and materialism in order to support the analysis. Selecting data. When all the data and information related to the topics of the study are collected, the data will be selected. Then the data will be selected and only the significant data are used in the process of finishing this research. The data will be selected related to the American dream and materialism. Okay, that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for the attention.